We also assume that Drew Brees is going to retire. Something strange is going on. And I'm not here to say he's not going to retire. But 3 weeks ago today, Sean Payton told us on PFT Live that they're about a week or a week and a half away from an announcement from Drew Brees, and it's always pointed to retirement. Once Drew Brees restructured his contract and took a $24 million pay cut for this year, ostensibly to allow the Saints to carry a much lower cap number under his name until June 2nd, at which time they'll process the retirement and divide his lingering cap hit over 2 seasons, giving them more cap space this year. Once he did that, that was as clear an indication as it could possibly be, because if he plays this year, he's making a salary of $1.075 million. But here we are. He hasn't retired. And there's just a weird vibe ricocheting around the NFL that maybe Drew Brees is going to show up and say, I'm doing it for 1 more year, and I'm happy to do it for $1.075 million. And I think seeing Tom Brady, a team that the Saints swept in the regular season, Brady and the Buccaneers, the Bucs beat the Saints in the playoffs, win the Super Bowl, is Drew Brees in the process of convincing himself that if he comes back for 1 more year, they've got as good a chance as anyone to climb the mountain, and he can walk off into the sunset with his 2nd Super Bowl trophy. This Tom Brady Super Bowl experience in early 2021, I think, has screwed up a lot of teams and screwed up a lot of quarterbacks. And it may have Drew Brees thinking, I do have 1 more run left in me.
It'll be interesting. I don't see him coming back and playing. I'd be very surprised. We know he was out in LA, and he lives out that way anyway in the offseason. Maybe it's just a matter of setting up a press conference when he and his family and everybody can get to New Orleans and they can have the big celebration. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I'm going to be real surprised if he comes back and plays. I think we saw the end of Drew Brees last year, and especially playing for $1 million and perhaps being a backup in New Orleans. I mean, frankly, they should have pulled him in the playoff game if they were going to have a chance to come back, and they didn't do that. You can't do that to Drew Brees. So can you bench him? If he comes back, can you tell him, hey, you're going to be a backup if you come back? I mean, this is going to put the Saints in a very tough situation, I think, if he does choose to come back, Mike.
Mickey Loomis, the GM of the team, has said that Drew can stay as long as he wants, but Sean Payton from time to time has made it clear that he's ready to move on. You could argue they were ready to move on last year, and it may result in a candid conversation between Payton and Brees at some point. But, Charean, for Payton to say 3 weeks ago that they expect an announcement in the next week and a half, and we're 3 weeks later, there's a disconnect somewhere between Brees and the Saints. And until he officially does it, we just have to wonder what's going on. And look, you got a long relationship between team and player, and it's hard to be the one who cuts the cord. And it could be that Brees is not something he planned out. Maybe he had every intention of retiring, but it's just something that he can't bring himself to say and do. And at $1.075 million, I don't know if I'm the Saints. If he's willing to be a backup or, compete for the job, and we'll decide who the best quarterback is, and he's not going to be upset that he's only making $1 million this year, if I'm Sean Payton, I may say, fine, come on, we'd love to have you around. Just understand that, maybe you're only going to play half the time. Maybe you're only going to play 30% of the time, whatever the case may be. I think Sean Payton will find a way to make chicken salad out of whatever lands on his desk.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.